We're joined here by Scott Sandelin prior to UMD's one-game series with Colorado College. We will go straight to questions. If anyone would like to start, we'll go to Matt.
Scott, you got an update on Connor Kelly for this week?
Yeah, good to go. Good to go.
Go to Sam.
Scott, how big of a week of practice was this week, especially for the older guys, the leaders, to kind of rally the troops?
Well, I can tell you that there's a lot of not happy people, right? You know, guys were, quite frankly, they were PO'd, right? They were disappointed in the weekend, and I think we had a good meeting on Monday, and I think our guys, had a good few days, and it's nice that we get a quicker turnaround, to get to play again. So we'll see what happens, but again, it's a team that is much improved. They beat us in the pod, and they've got some guys that are dangerous players, and so it's not going to be a tough game and a tough challenge. I mean, they pressure all over the rink too, and they play with speed. So I mean, to me, our focus is, I know they're a good hockey team, just like everybody in our league. We have to be, ready from the start, and we have to play a really good hockey game tomorrow night to win.
Go back to Matt.
Scott, you kind of talked a little bit about that game in the pod. What do you feel CC did the best in that game? Whatever. I mean, you know what? It was I can make an excuse, right? It was our third game in 4 days. We started the game well. We gave up a goal and chased the game, and you know what? There wasn't a whole lot going on through the first 15 minutes of that game, and that was fine with me because of the fact that we had played it was our third game in 4 days, and we wanted to keep it simple. And we had chances. We just chased the game. We got behind and chased the game, and they got better too. And they were just starting fairly, in the pod. And I think they were kind of finding their game too, but I thought they got better as the game went on too. But long time ago, it's still it's certainly guys remember that, but our guys know what they need to do. We've got to play better from the drop of the puck, and again, you know what, we did some good things last weekend. Western was just a better team, right? They were good. You got to give credit where credit's due. They were a good hockey team last weekend, and obviously, the difference last weekend was special teams, and hopefully those improve.
Bruce.
Over the years, and we've talked about this, you and I have before, that one of the hallmarks of this team has been when these weekends happen, you don't let them become 2 weekends in a row. What about your groups in the past, and hopefully this group this year, you keep one bad weekend from becoming 2?
Well, I don't know. We'll find out, right? I mean, it's one game. It's not a week. It's like I said, it's a nice quick turnaround. You know what? I think our guys are excited about that. You know what? They want to get back at it. Like I said, they weren't happy with the weekend, and but we'll find out. You got to play to find out. Like we can talk all we want, and you got to get on the ice and you got to perform, and we'll see where that mentality is and where that intensity level is and the execution level that needs to be, to win hockey games, and we need that right from the start.
To Alicia.
You mentioned the quick turnaround this week, but also it happened to you a lot in the pod.
Mm-hmm.
Did the pod, help your team prepare at all for situations like this?
I don't know. I mean, that was different. Certainly, this is kind of unique, with Thursday game thrown in here. I'm glad we're playing, obviously, instead of having the bye weekend. That would have probably made the next 2 weeks more miserable. But we'll see. We got to go. We got to play. We got to try and win a hockey game, and hopefully, do that, and then have a good week next week before we get back at back playing St. Cloud. So 3 games left. We need to finish strong here.
You have any other questions for Coach here? Go ahead, John.
Yeah, John Gilbert here, Scott.
Hey, John.
Really, it looked like you played pretty well last weekend. I just give a tribute to Western Michigan for playing fantastically, but it kind of just a perfect example of how great this league is. And now, again, with only 3 games left, if you had won those 2 games, you'd be probably kind of laughing right now. Now there's a little desperation involved.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And you're right. I mean, they did play good. You know what I mean? I thought our Saturday game, our effort was better, but we just never got on track, right? I mean, they disrupted a lot of things, and I thought they played above the puck really well. I thought they, in that rink, if you've ever been there, I know Bruce and Matt, you guys have seen games in there, everything, it's fast, it's chaotic, and sometimes it seems like a lot's happening, but not a lot's happening. And you know what? It was kind of that way, the special teams, they won the special teams game, right? Saturday was, they got 3 power play goals. We didn't have any. And, Friday we had a 5-on-3. We didn't score on to try and get back in the game. And, it's tough to chase games all the time. But like I said at the onset, right? You know what? You got to give credit where credit's due. And some teams played good hockey. You got to give them credit, and they played well. And again, it's something that I brought up to our guys. I mean, that's how we need to play, right? We're at our best. We're a hard team to play against, and we got to get back to that. So, yeah, I mean, it's one game at a time here. It's got to be that mentality, because after these 3 games, that's what it is, the rest of the year. And, with our playoffs, and if you're lucky and fortunate to get to the NCAA, they're all 1-game shots. So the mentality needs to start, tomorrow night.
Well, as it is, you had such great rhythm going. I mean, you were scoring a ton, you were playing great, and 6 straight wins, and that was kind of a slap in the face. Although I think at this point, everyone going into the pod at Grand Forks, nobody's going to want to raise their hand and say, "I'll play Western Michigan right now."
I don't think anybody. Yeah, there's a lot of teams right now. I mean, Denver's not no slouch either. I think they're still one of the best teams in the league. So I mean, there's a fine line between a lot of the teams, and I think that's being proven. Miami beat St. Cloud last weekend. So anybody can beat anybody, and especially in a 1-game shot. It's disappointing to go in and lose 2 games last weekend, but again, it's something you got to learn from and move on. And hopefully our guys, like I said, they're excited about the opportunity to get back at it. They're disappointed, and they got a little, little snarl. So hopefully that translates into a good game tomorrow.
Well, and also your team is you've established a tradition here in Duluth, and you can take full credit for that. But your team plays its best at the end of the season. Sometimes you wait till you get to the NCAA to play your best, but you always make a nice rise when it counts. And this is just a kind of I'm guessing a temporary setback that you'll solve here.
Well, we hope so. I mean, it's something probably early in the year you probably treat a little bit differently. I mean, like I said, it's later in the year right now, and we've got to just improve on some of the things that we need to do better, just like every week. But it still leaves a sour taste, and guys should have that, right? I mean, it's nobody likes losing 2 games in a row and getting swept on a weekend, and certainly in the position that we were in. And all we can do is get back at it and hopefully perform better in tomorrow's game and build off that if we have a good performance and a win. So, it's all you can do. It's all you can do right now. And so to me, it's like I said, we had a good meeting with our group, and I think they understand. So now we got to put it into action.
Any final questions here?
Yeah, just one last one for Scott. Scott, Mike Kemp was on the chair of the NCAA committee, was on USCHO, talking about the tournament selection process. And one of those components is that the regional advisory committees, and Lars is going to be the NCHC rep.
Mm-hmm.
Any insight on how that's going to work? Like, do you and the coaches get together, or does Lars seek out opinions from you guys? How does that work?
I don't know. I haven't talked to Lars either about it. So it's good though. I'm sure that's probably how it will be. I mean, I think that's why you have it. And that's why he's repping. So we'll see. I know I got the email from Commissioner Fenton. I haven't read it yet. So more than I do.
We won't tell him that.
No, that's all right. Well, I'll read it eventually. I was going to get around to it today, maybe, but just came out. So it's all good. We'll see what happens.
All right. Any other questions here? Thank you for your time, Coach.
Yep, thanks.